the lighter I am, the more I'm accepted. I really want to look like the prep kids, and so that's what I did. I mean, I started bleaching.
Beauty myth that I find the most frustrating is light skin and good hair.
Glad you stopped by, amazing viewer. If you're first time here, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, turn on the bell, like the video. For my returning subscribers, I appreciate love and support. In today's video, we'll be looking at this beauty standard and the issue of black women bleaching their skin to fit in, and what is beauty? What is beauty? According to you, what is beauty? What makes a person beautiful? And another thing that I'm wondering, why is being white should be the standard of beauty, even for black people? Why is that? So I'm trying to understand, and it's hard to even find the straight answer. But you have a thought on this? Let's interact with some TikTok videos that I came across. Kindly watch this video to the end. It carries a lot of information, but also don't forget to leave your thought kindly by observing the community guideline. Enjoy the rest.
But I remember being like young one day, and like I was so stupid. I was bathing, and in the bath I remember thinking to myself, like, I just felt so not like beautiful, and I was like, I wonder if my skin I wonder if my skin would go lighter if I scrubbed the blackness away, like if I scrubbed hard enough in the bath. I promise you, I'm not lying. I literally sat there with my little loofah and I scrubbed, and I was just sitting there in the bath, and I was so small, guys. Like, what grade was I in? I probably wasn't even in grade like 3 or something. Like, and the only thing that happened is that I hurt my skin from scrubbing too hard, and I think I had like a rash or like some kind of eczema for a while because my skin went so dry after that. But yeah, and I just think about like my little sister now and how I just want her to feel so beautiful and stunning, and she knows she's pretty. Like, if you go up to my little sister and you're just like, you are so beautiful, she's like, yeah. And I love that. I'm like, yes, teach your children that they're beautiful. Teach the little black girls that they are stunning. And let's set the example. Love you guys, love all the black girlies.
The reason why I believe that beauty is one of the ideological lungs of white supremacy, cis heteropatriarchy, capitalism, ableism, transphobia, homophobia, anti-fatness, the reason why I believe that beauty is one of the ideological lungs of each of those systems and those systems collectively is that beauty provides the socio-cultural logic to normalize and legitimize and reinforce each of those things. In other words, beauty is how each of those systems becomes normal, becomes legitimized, becomes valid in the minds of everyday people and within a culture. So long as you believe that people need to be seen as beautiful in order to be treated with value and worth and respect and dignity, well, it's the colonial white supremacist state that's defined beauty in its own image. And so it becomes a way that beauty is then inculcated even into the minds of the oppressed, who then instill their own hierarchies among women, among black people, and so on and so forth. Do you see like a problem with the beauty standards in Thailand?
Definitely, because like I don't want people to think that being white is the only reason you're pretty. And I see young girls who just buy whitening cream and say like, I want to be white, I want to be white. It just breaks my heart. And especially having my sister, she's always saying like, I'm too dark, I'm like, no, you're beautiful. And now that she's more grown up, she sees that nothing's wrong with her. I remember going to the beach and tanning, and there's ladies that sells drink or fruit and be like, oh, me ao kha. And they're like, you're Thai? Why are you tanning? Your beautiful skin. I'm like, oh, it's fine. Like, I just want a little bit color. I love the sun. And it's just so sad. It's so depressing.
I'm trying to act not irritated, but I'm honestly irritated. Bleached women, please stop suggesting to me that I should marry a white man so that I shouldn't have dark babies. Like, what? I don't understand this irrational fear you have of having a dark-skinned child. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. I was a dark-skinned child. It never stopped me from getting the man that I want, getting the education that I want, looking after my family. It never stopped me. So like, why is me having a dark-skinned child a problem? Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying there's an issue with marrying a Caucasian man. I'm just saying there's an issue of being afraid that your baby is going to be dark.
Just made a point here that makes me think of something. Like, when you are raised in an oppressive system because of your skin color, you would not want to see your child going through the same thing. So that could be the reason. I know this lady who is speaking right here is living in Africa and might not have been discriminated because of her skin color, but there are people who, this is a real issue. This is something that they go through on a daily basis, and we're here to help them embrace their blackness, you know, embrace and knowing that they're beautiful the way they look. I have a question here. Does bleaching your skin a guarantee of getting a light skin baby? Does bleaching your skin do something inside you, like change your melanin, or what does it do to you to be assured that after bleaching your skin you'll be having white skin baby? What do you think about that? Let's listen to this lady. Let's just hear what she has to say about bleaching, because she owns a bleaching company. So let's listen to what her thoughts on this.
I sell skin bleaching cream. Pretty controversial, I know, but I do have negative comments. People saying you hate yourself, you wish you were white, but I don't really like listen to it. I really don't care. I guess how society sees dark women, like we're basically the losing team. Like, who wants to be on the losing team?
You know, the goal is to end colorism, racism. I feel like you changing your skin tone is just feeding into the cycle. And also, I think making money off of that is very kind of shady.
And some people just personally feel like they look better lighter, just like some people feel like they look better with makeup on.
I also don't think we can just ignore that there's such a terrible history of racism and colorism, and that's why it's a bigger deal to people when people are bleaching their skin versus when people are putting on makeup.
So why would you want to change the color of your skin?
I grew up with white people, you know, and a couple of black people, and the black people, they're just like ghetto, loud, rude, troublemakers. Like, I tried to kick it with them.
Acting ghetto is either, it could be white, black, Hispanic, anybody.
For me, the lighter I am, the more I'm accepted. I really want to look like the prep kids, and so that's what I did. I mean, I started bleaching, and I went to parties with them. I hung out with them. I'm still friends with a lot of them.
Let me ask you something. Since you started bleaching, you use a chemical, you put it on your skin. You do it 2-3 times a day, you put this bleach on you?
Yes, 2 times a day.
Obviously, you know, rubbing that kind of chemical on you is very dangerous.
I'm a 35-year-old white man.
Harrison, born Antoine Smalls, has transracial identity, identifying as Harrison Booth, a 35-year-old white man from Colorado.
And when did you know that you were a 35-year-old white man?
Well, I've always felt different. I go to the store, the movies, and just be thinking to myself, like, why am I not getting the respect I deserve? And then it just hit me. I'm white and 35. I just miss Colorado sometimes. You know, here I pretend the buildings are the old San Juan mountain range, but, you know, the job's just here.
Where do you work?
I'm a systems engineer for Coca-Cola.
Oh, okay.
That boy don't work. He go to school and that's it. One day he said, call me Harrison. I said, who's that? He said, me.
Do you believe that he is a white man?
I mean, he isn't. Shit, I'd love to wake up one day and say, hey, everybody, I'm Rihanna. But I ain't.
This is so sad. It is sad. Like, this is the hardest thing I've ever heard on colorism. 35? Seriously? I'm white? Wow. Then also listen to some people who are in the same perspective and who have already changed their minds. Yeah, let's listen to them and what's their new perspective on their color. Yeah, it might empower somebody, because yeah, this is a real issue. And
crazy. Growing up, I wanted to be white. I literally prayed to God to make me white and to have white people hair. And now here I am trying to get as dark as I possibly can. Like, come on. SPF 0, because who's burning? Not I, sir, not I.
Right. And your daughter is 20 years old. She approaches you about bleaching her skin.
Yes.
What's going through your mind and what do you say to her?
I was really kind of disappointed when I found out, because at first I thought she was having issues where she was not pleased with her race and kind of dissing her own race, and that was an issue for me, because we're a religious-based family, and I teach my kids to love everyone regardless for their background, what race they are, and so it's kind of hurtful. And I kind of tried to explain to her, it's not about your skin color. You have opportunity just like everyone else. Just get a good education and apply yourself.
Exactly. Now you see.
My mother would often say, you can be pretty but not beautiful. And she would say this over and over again, and I really never understood the meaning of what she was saying until it was a light bulb moment. There is something about the word pretty and beautiful that sometimes can be used interchangeably, but if you think about the way in which we define beauty, it is an inner and an outer. When we say the word pretty, we are speaking of the outer. You have a beautiful soul. You have a beautiful spirit. Pretty speaks of the outer. You can be pretty, but it doesn't mean that you are beautiful.
I'm glad you watched to this extent. All I can say is beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. It doesn't matter the skin color. It's not even part of it, you know. It's the person who sees you. And what I can say, beauty is what you carry in the inside of you. So that's what I feel about beauty. So I don't know what's your definition of beauty, but I would say that beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. But when you start bringing standard of beauty that cannot align with other people, with people who are black, you know, when the standard of beauty is being white, how would you want a black person to fit into that? So the person who spoke of supremacy and stuff, so it's making a lot of sense when it comes here. When you look at this deeply, it's making a lot of sense. So yeah, that's my thought on this. I don't want to be biased. Leave your thought in the comment section. You're welcome to speak your mind. Thank you.